Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things, and welcome to another video, and today I'm here to tell you all about my new novel. So I'm here today in a book dress, which means you know it's going to be an exciting video, and I'm interrupting my regular Jane Austen July content to talk about writing and my new book, which is very, very exciting. If you're new here, hi, my name's Katie Lumsden, and as well as being a booktuber and talking about books a lot on the internet, I'm also a writer, and I write historical fiction. I have had 2 novels published in the past. Here is The Secrets of Hartwood Hall and The Trouble with Mrs. Montgomery Hearst. This one came out in 2023, this one came out in 2024, and I have a new book coming out in 2026, this year, in like really not very long now, which is very exciting. I did a bit of a teaser video for this novel back in April, talking about some of the non-fiction books I had read for my research for this novel without telling you what the novel itself was about. And I was hoping to tell you more about the novel soon, and then somehow that was 3 months ago. I've kind of kept putting it off because the cover was very nearly ready, and now the cover is ready. So as well as telling you all about the book today, I can also show you the cover, which is very exciting. So as some of you guessed following my video about the non-fiction that I'd read for research, this new novel is indeed a Victorian set Christmas murder mystery, which is very fun, I hope, and has been great fun to write. So like The Secrets of Hartwood Hall and The Trouble with Mrs. Montgomery Hearst, the new novel is set in the Victorian period, but it's set a bit later than those two, in the 1880s, at Christmas time, and it is also a crime novel, which my previous 2 haven't been. I have delved into the mystery genre, which is very fun. I mean, Hartwood Hall does have like a bit of mystery stuff going on, but not sort of full crime, whereas this is sort of full on Agatha Christie-esque murder mystery. So the title of the new novel is The Christmas Tree Murders, which is a ridiculously festive title to be talking about in July. It feels way too hot right now to be thinking about a Christmas book, but I have been existing in Christmas for a really long period of time, as I have been writing this book at lots of different times of year. It was very fun when I was doing lots of big rewrites in December. That felt lovely and festive, but I have also written lots of chunks of it not at Christmas time. Today I'm going to tell you a bit about what the book is about, and then I'm going to show you the cover, and I guess that's mostly what we're going to do. So first off, what is the book about? I think I'm going to try and do some like arty filming and make a bit of a book trailer out of it, and if that works I will put that in now.
It is December 1884, and we have a murder to solve. Come, my friend, follow me, for we have much to see this Yuletide season. First, a house. A brand new country estate with all the latest technological innovations. Electric light bulbs, running water, dumb waiters, hydraulic lifts. Second, a family. Celebrated inventor Sir Russell Morgan, his grown-up children, his elegant new wife. Next, their guests, the great and the good, well, the rich, dressed in all their finery, eager to celebrate Christmas at Clifftop House. And finally, a body. For what festive mystery would be complete without one? Here lies one of the servants, laid out beneath the Christmas tree, his hands covered in burns. The police dismiss his death as an accident, but our heroine, Millie, kitchen maid and keen reader of sensation novels, is not so sure. Christmas Day is fast approaching. Can the mystery be solved before the killer strikes again?
I hope that worked. I hope that was fun. That's not the kind of filming that I usually do, but I thought it might be a fun thing to do for this video, so, you know, we'll see. So yeah, the book is set at Christmas 1884 in a country manor, a very, very new country manor. The house is as modern as a house can be for the 1880s, which is really fun to write. I had a lot of fun researching science and technology in the Victorian period. The house is inspired by a real place, a place in Northumberland called Cragside, which was the home of an inventor, and which you can go round now. It's a National Trust property, and it's just a really, really cool place. And when Nick and I were on holiday in Northumberland in 2023, we went round it and just both thought, like, what a great setting this would be for a book, and specifically for a murder mystery, and that was sort of where this book began. So the house in the book is called Clifftop House. It's not Cragside, it's like on the coast rather than inland. They're still in Northumberland, and it's quite different, and the family are not the same family, etc., etc. But it is very much inspired by that real place, which has made the research really fun. I feel like I haven't really explained this novel to you until I've explained to you how it's written. So I'm going to show you like a few pages from the page proofs, which I have here. I promise you it's not as long as it looks. This is single-sided. It will not be this long as a book. But I have the page proofs here to go through, and let me show you like a few pages from the novel so I can explain how the novel is written. One thing I really love about the Victorians, and that I think people often find quite surprising in Victorian literature, is how playful Victorian literature sometimes was with form. And I think that is especially true with sensation fiction and detective fiction from the Victorian period. You know, authors like Wilkie Collins play a lot with diary entries and letters and sort of accounts and different narrators and things like that. And I wanted to incorporate that sort of thing into my novel in some way. So while many of the chapters are sort of ordinary regular chapters like this with, you know, pages and pages of text, there's also like an epistolary element to the novel, with sort of evidence, I suppose. So we have, you know, letters and notes and telegrams. There are journal entries and like duty rosters for the servants and all sorts of like bits of evidence, which has been really, really fun to write and create. And even in the regular chapters that are just prose, the narrative style is a bit different, because I have a third-person omniscient narrator who talks to you. So if you are someone who reads a lot of Victorian literature, and specifically thinking about authors like Anthony Trollope or Margaret Oliphant, you will notice that they are writing in the third person, omniscient third person, dipping out of characters' heads, but there is some kind of authorial voice, there is some kind of narrator who addresses you as a reader in a conversational way and like brings you into the story. Anthony Trollope will every now and then interrupt his own story to be like, by the way, this is our hero, please try and forgive him for his flaws. Or, you know, I think she made the right decision about that. Or don't worry, everything's going to be okay. And I have basically taken that sort of device, that motif from Victorian literature, and like turned up the volume. So there is a narrator who talks to you and addresses you and like brings you into the story, and I hope it's really fun. It's been really fun to write, especially because that is something I love so much in Victorian literature. So it is, as a novel, very like stylistically different from my previous two, which were, to be fair, slightly stylistically different from each other. And this is obviously a crime novel for the first time, but it's still very Victorian. And I feel like a lot of the sort of same themes crop up from my previous two books, and the sort of like look at society in the Victorian period. That is all still there. And I hope it's fun. It's been really fun to write. Both because of the style and because it's Christmassy and because it's a murder mystery. Like all of that has just been a real joyous part of the writing experience, which has been like quite a long one with some ups and downs, which I will talk about at some point in a journey to publication vlog. But the book is now coming out for this Christmas, for Christmas 2026. It's coming out on the 5th of November, which is actually not that long away, which is very exciting. It'll be out in hardback, ebook and audiobook, and I'm just very, very excited about it. Let me show you the cover. I love the cover very, very much. It is very festive and beautiful. I really, really enjoy it. I like that it's one of those covers where you're like, oh, it's pretty, it's got a Christmas tree on. And then if you look closer, there's like blood on the star and there's a knife beneath the tree and the nutcracker's been like cut in half. That's my favourite bit. And the letters of the title are burnt. I really enjoy those covers that look like pretty and gifty, but there's like some weird stuff going on. That's something I really enjoy, so I'm really pleased with how the cover looks, and I think it will be a very, very beautiful book. Like I said, I just got the page proofs, so I'm looking forward to going through the book and looking at how all of my weird use of form has been typeset. And yeah, I'm very excited. Those are most of the sort of big exciting things I wanted to share. I will also leave some pre-order links down below. If anyone would like to pre-order it, that would be amazing. Pre-orders make a really massive difference to authors because obviously it's very nice if someone buys your book, but pre-orders are sort of extra good because they show retailers that people are interested. If a retailer has a lot of pre-orders for a book, they're much more likely to order copies in to have in store, and it's a really good way of signaling that people are interested in a book. So, you know, if you were thinking that you might purchase the book at some point between the 5th of November and Christmas, then if you would like to pre-order it, that would be very, very nice and would really help me out. The best place you can pre-order it for me is from Blackwell's or bookshop.org, because I have affiliate links with them, which I'll leave linked down below. But it'll also be available at indie bookshops and Waterstones and various online bookshops and all of the places. I do at present only have a UK book deal for the Christmas Tree Murders. So my UK publisher have UK and Commonwealth rights, so it will be available some places outside of the UK. Definitely if you're in sort of Australia, New Zealand, India, most of Europe, you'll probably be able to get the UK edition. If you are in the US or Canada, which I know quite a lot of people who watch my channel are, then the only way you'll be able to get the book for the foreseeable future is if you order it from a UK bookshop to be delivered to you in the US or Canada. Blackwell's I know includes shipping, and generally people seem to say good things about Blackwell's, and like I said, I have an affiliate link, so I will leave links down below if you are in the US or Canada and would like to pre-order it. Then obviously that would be lovely, and Blackwell's is probably your best bet. I think that's all the logistical stuff covered now, but yeah, I am very, very excited about my new novel. It's a bit different from my previous two, but it's been a lot of fun to write, and I am feeling very excited about it. I'm also excited to make a lot of like fun Victorian Christmassy content this year. Like I feel like there's lots of fun things I can do around having a Christmas book out. There's lots of like Victorian Christmas traditions that have really persevered, and also some weird ones that haven't, and Victorian Christmas cards are insane, and there's lots of like fun Victorian Christmas stuff that I can make videos around. And I'm also a big fan of making a gingerbread house, and I was trying to work out if I could make a gingerbread house of the house in the novel. I think that might be quite technically difficult, but I might try. And you know, there's just a lot of like fun to be had with having a Christmas novel out. I think it'll be a really enjoyable like publishing experience, I hope. It is a very Christmassy book. You know, it's set from like the 23rd of December till New Year's Day, and it's very festive. So if you would like to read it, you probably want to read it in November and December, unless you're someone who likes to read Christmas books all year round. You might be, but it is very festive, and that has been a really fun element of it. But it's also just, you know, a murder mystery set in the Victorian period, and that has been very, very fun to write. I think I'm just waffling at this point, so I will wrap up this video here. Please do let me know if you have any thoughts down in the comments. I hope some of you will be excited to read it. I will also leave some links down below to my previous two novels if anyone's interested in them. Otherwise, I think that is all for now. I will give you more updates as and when I have them. I hopefully will have some proof copies at some point. I might try and do a giveaway. Otherwise, that's all for now. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll be back very soon with another bookish video.